What's up, Stepbaddies? Just out here, but another day in paradise, you know what I mean? We out here. Happy Sunday afternoon. You know what I mean? What a life. What a life, right? How blessed am I? How blessed am I? By the grace of God, there go I, you know? I think that today it would be very useful on this little chat to talk about how utilizing the power of your own words that you can write based off your intuition can show you how you should really trust yourself more. You know, when I started making music, excuse me, let me just go back. I've always written poetry, you know, and I would just write. This is years and years and years and years of my life. For as long as I can remember, I would write in the notes section of my iPhone. I would write poems, usually when I was very sad or in a lovey mood, which is, I feel like, relatable to people who write. Only recently I have really, when I was happy too, but I've come to learn a lot about myself and about writing in general by making my poems into songs using AI. And I think that this is a very big topic that can help inspire a lot of other people to also do this. I know that I'm not the only person who is using the power of their own writing. Sorry, you guys, hang on. Let me focus on what I'm doing for a second. Alright, bet. I know I'm not the only person that writes notes in their iPhone about their feelings. And I used to be in the state of mind oh well, it's tragic artist vibes, you know. And once I realized the power of words, words shape your reality, they shape your life, they shape everything. What we consume and what we listen to. So what we consume, which means what we read, what we watch, what we listen to, what we write about, what we speak about, we become. What we think about, we become. So if you have the power to change your reality by writing the exact life that you want. I want you to be as delusionally happy as possible. I want you to write out your love story, your perfect business, your perfect life. I want you to write it down. And I truly believe that once we do that and we take the right actions in our life and we start taking actions, you know, when opportunities present themselves in our vortex of reality, you know, we always have a choice on whether to take the opportunity, to take the step towards something, or to not take it. And you know, nothing in this life is a coincidence. So if we say that nothing in this life is a coincidence, to me that really means that everything that happens in your life, you are magnetizing, and that could either be good or bad, right? And I've talked about this before, when you're doing bad things will continue to happen. But if you're doing good things continue to happen. You know, everything that I do today, I do it with intention. You know, I'm fully aware of the power of intentional thinking, of intentional actions, of intentional conversation. But intentional means that I utilize the power of pause. That I stay stable is the best way for me to really look at that. I stay emotionally stable in my actions. You know, I stay grounded. In my words, in my conversation. You know, I try to imagine a steam pot, a kettle pot. You know, I'm trying to live my life without really letting the kettle pot go off. Really, it's really what it is. To overstimulate in any kind of way. And this is all in mix with also staying authentic to who I am. You know, regulating our emotions, practicing the art of detachment, letting things, you know, taking risks, yet also going with the flow is a very interesting dance, you know? Because when you're going with the flow, opportunities present themselves to us And then we have the opportunity then to take a risk and take an action to better align ourselves with a certain goal or outcome. The universe responds to whatever we give it, you know? So anyways, back to what I started this little speech on. Your writings have the power to heal you. And what I mean by that is, like, when I started converting all my poems into music and I really like dove in, this is at the last few months of me using drugs, not knowing that it was going to be the last few months. I didn't leave my room. I just made all this music and listening to the same songs that I was making a million times because I wanted it to sound good, so that when I really I wanted my music to be good, period, you know, and dissecting these lyrics and analyzing these lyrics for hours and days and months, and realizing that all these years of my writing was coming through really, actually, but coming true, is when I started to be delusionally happy, and lo and behold, my life changed, you know. As soon as I realized that, like, I had that moment of clarity, I got sober a few weeks later, and I was never ever gonna get sober again, but I am now, you know. So I advise you, and I also got to see the patterns. I got to learn about myself. I got to learn my behavior. I got to see these patterns in my life. I got to see the result of my actions. I got to see how my subconscious was begging me to get sober. I got to learn about myself in depth, and the situations that I was putting myself through, and also really the talent in writing I had, you know, and learn about myself. I believe that everybody's capable of being artists. You are all capable of creating something. Create your own reality. Create your own luck. Create your dream life. Create. Your thoughts have power. Your words have power. They call spelling in the English language spelling for a reason, because we're casting spells on the universe. And now, are you going to cast negative spells, or are you going to cast happy spells? You know, everything is perspective. You have the power to shape your reality. So do it. You're worth it. I love you. God loves you. 69 Lives loves you. You're so worth it. Be intentional and go write down your dream life. Go write down your dream life with intention. I love you. You're so worth it. I was addicted to fentanyl, meth, alcohol, Xanax, every kind of drug. My drug of choice was whatever you have. For years, dude, I was a freaking drug addict, lost in the depths of hell. And now I'm sober, going to the gym, dude. I love you. God loves you. 69 Lives loves you. Stay beautiful.